Good morning. It's slow, and I haven't done this in a while, and I'll get into that. But first, a poem. It's called It's Never Too Late. It's never too late to start. It's never too late to quit. It's never too late to take a break and rest for a bit. It's never too late to receive. It's never too late to give. It's never too late to learn. It's never too late to apply. It's never too late to live because it's never too early to die. See, in the past few months, I've went through a lot of change and a lot of things happened all at once, and life has been crazy. But one of the craziest things that happened is a reminder. So I didn't speak about this last year, but I'm just gonna try to bring this all up to speed. All right. So last year, when I released my first video, soon after my mom was hit by a car, and that took some time for me to process. I didn't really talk about it because I felt like it was a private thing, but now I know that there's so many similar people out there experience similar things, and I feel more open about this. And that was a very hard time, and simultaneously while making things and helping her out and just being with her and realizing how life can be so fleeting, it really opened my eyes. And that's how I started this whole thing, was in the darkness and the light of death, my after my dad died. And then a few months ago, after I released Sonoluminescence, my father-in-law was in a motorcycle accident, like within a week of that video being released. And they're both okay. So they're okay. They've healed, and they're in the healing process still. And what was inspiring to me was to see both of them take charge of their health in the aftermath of their injuries, rather than just laying down and giving up. They decided to take charge and start to make changes. So that's so inspiring. And it's these things, these reminders of the fleeting of life, the fleeting of our the people we know, how quick it could all be gone. And in a way, it does give me a sense of urgency, but it also gives me a sense of um, being more present with my family and with the people around me, and trying to give my best to them, and trying to find balance between this and them and life in general. It's the hardest thing. I'm sure so many people can relate. It's hard to find that balance between work, play, and relaxing, and being busy. It's that balance. And also in the past few months, I've met people, I've talked to people from all walks of life, from all around the world, with all these different experiences going through their own. But one theme kept popping up, and it was just that it's never too late. I met 25, 30-year-old artists who started just a couple of years ago, and just seeing how they're blossoming is beautiful. I met a 70-year-old man. He plays piano in a parking lot. I call him Elder B. He's very wise. He he only eats meat. He's a interesting guy, really. But he told me he played piano in his 20s at Juilliard. He gave it up for a while, and then in his 50s he started relearning because he hadn't done it in so long. And he still plays to this day, and he plays for people who just walk by him. They don't talk to him. They don't see him. But it's for him. When I speak to him, he says he's just learning. And he said that mistakes are the tuition of the school of life, and we repeat the lessons until we pass the test. That's a quote that I'm probably butchering, but when he said it, I was like, oh yeah, am I learning from these lessons? Am I learning? So I was just looking at the theme, the pattern of the last few months, and it's pretty much been that. My life has changed dramatically. I um, also had to move my studio from where I had it back to where I had it before, my creation station where I make things, and that was another hurdle. We had some friends move in with us because their life was uprooted where they were at. And yeah. And also just coming to grips with the attention the channel and the ideas have gotten. It's been the best reminder of all that it's never too late. I'm so grateful for everybody, all of you, because I used to be a very introverted person, and this was one of my biggest fears. It was exposing ideas and myself to the world, and it feels so surreal, honestly. So I'm just trying to find that balance again. And it reminds me of the story of bamboo. Um, so we all know bamboo grows very quickly, and if you look behind me, you'll see it's never too late. And there's a diagram, and that diagram is bamboo. See, we think of bamboo as an individual. Well, I did anyway. Before I found that story, I thought bamboo was one thing, like bamboo plant, one bamboo plant, one. But I found out that bamboo is actually a colony. It starts from one seed, and then it branches out to thousands and thousands of bamboo. But it spends most of its time, it could take up to 5 years, just building a root system, a network underground to gather the resources that it needs, to gather everything it needs. And through that, it starts sprouting multiple little bamboo everywhere. And then in a season, well, what seems like a season, they explode and they shoot like rockets towards the sun, and they can grow inches to feet a day. And I just found this so fascinating because sometimes you can feel like you're late. You can feel like time is slipping by and you're not doing anything. You can feel like everything you're doing doesn't make sense. And then one day it just all comes and it just shoots out. And that's what I find fascinating about the story of bamboo. See, I always thought I was a late bloomer. But what I realized is I'm just a long gatherer. I just like to gather and gather. And there's this proverb, and it's the giving hand gathers. So over actually in the past year, I've given more. I've just been more involved in my community. I've been more involved in my family. I've been more involved where I'm at and trying to give more back, and through physical training, information that I use to help people. This has helped me to gather more, and just these stories that I get from people in my life, my experience. I'm just gathering and I'm gathering, and for me, it's just a beautiful reminder that it's never too late. I've trained people from their 30s, 40s, 50s. I haven't trained anyone in their 60s yet, but just that alone, just knowing that people are always willing to start again and try something new, and I don't think it's ever too late. It's never too late until you're on that bed, the deathbed, you know? And I'm not afraid of judgment. I'm not afraid of any of that because I realize that at the end of my life, I'll probably be my harshest judge. I'll be the one sitting there going, I wish I did that. I wish I did this. And I don't want to have too many of those. I know it's probably inevitable. I'll miss something. But I'm trying to work towards fulfilling everything that needs to be done by me in the way I can do it only. And there's things that you can only do. You're unique and you have the ability to do things that no one else in the world will be able to do because you have a combination of experience and skill that only you can bring to life. These ideas that are in your mind, it's not an accident. They come to you. They come to you for a reason. And if they keep coming to you, that whisper, that thing that says, you know what to do, you know what to do, and you ignore it and you keep trying to push it off and it still comes back. For me, that was what incited change in me. It was that idea that just kept coming back and coming back. And once it was ready to sprout, once my roots went deep down into the darkness, and once I gathered everything I needed to gather, it felt like it just exploded out of me. So always remember the story of bamboo. Remember that it takes time. You're not late. It's not late. You can start now. You can start when you're ready. But do remember that we are mortal. We will run out of time in this body. And once we do, then I don't know what happens next, but hey man, let's just get going, man. It's not that it's not that serious. It's life's a beautiful thing, man. And through nature, through studying nature, we can find a lot. We can find presence, we can find curiosity, we can find interest, we can pursue them, and we could just help ourselves. And by helping ourselves, we can help others. And that's all I feel like I did, is I just express things that are within me. So it's never too late. I don't care if you want to be an artist, a musician, a writer, um, a triathlete, or anything like that. The best carpenter ever. You can start now. You can do it. I believe in you. I know you can. I know you can because I've seen it countless times. I've met so many people with this story. I've only mentioned a handful. And I want to tell you about a dream I had. And it goes like this. My dream was dark. It was maybe nighttime. I don't know. It just felt, like dreams were weird. So it was like dark. And out of my peripheral vision, I see an elephant coming towards me. But as the elephant comes towards me, I realize that its skin is falling off. And as its skin fell off, I saw golden bones underneath. And for me, when I woke up from that dream, I realized all that is the golden foundation, the golden bones within the thing that is indestructible, the thing that is beautiful within us. And everything else might fade away, but we'll always have that. So I'll leave with a question. And the question is this: what is that thing that keeps popping up for you? What is the idea that keeps coming to you over and over again? What is the thing you haven't started that you've wanted to start for years? What is that thing? I know we all have that. For me, it was to write. And I wrote a lot, but I never released anything. And now I feel more confident in my writing, and through that I'm able to share it with more people. And I'll let you be the receiver of that, rather than me being hoarding it or being selfish with it. I'm just releasing it, and you can receive it, and you do with it whatever it inspires you to do. If you don't like it, that's okay. It's not going to be for everyone. I know that. I know nothing is for everyone, and I know it's never too late. So, until next time, make sure you refine. Peace.